Welcome to the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast. It's me, Brett Steele, and on this week's episode, we've reached one of the dog days of the season. We're a little longer in the tooth. We need a therapy session. So this week, we're going to get out all of our sports pet peeves, draft style. But first, let's bring in the co-host, Mr. Phil Ruxey. Phil, how are we doing?
Hey, yeah, just trying to get to the playoffs in this season. My team's falling apart. Everybody's getting hurt, so it was looking good early on. Now it's time to sail, I guess. So,
and back this week, joining us, and going to go over our Week 10 results, Jonathan Detroit Haynes.
Yo, fellas. Glad to be back. Well, I'm still here at the beach. I'm getting ready to hit the road. I'm heading up to Detroit this weekend, but it's going to be all good. Nice fun and games. But let's take a look at last week's matchups. We start out with the South Hills Evil Empire at the Mega Powers of Brett.
Mega Powers of Brett? Yeah.
Anyways, South Hills came in 7-2, looking like the best team, maybe the best team in the league. He gets finally a huge week from Patrick Mahomes, 41 points. Cooper Kupp, 23. Jalen Hurts, 19. Brett, your Mega Powers, they did okay. 211 for you is pretty good. 29 from Dak, 24 from Devontae Smith, but just wasn't enough as the South Hills Evil Empire goes to 8-2 with a 251-211 win.
all right, and next we head to Dunbar, where the Dobermans welcome in the River Rats. The River Rats looking to bounce back after a very tough loss last week against the Mega Powers. I guess the week off did good for the River Rats as Travis Kelce pours in 20, Lamar Jackson only 15, but still good enough. And then Dearness Johnson, that's his name, right? I can't remember his first name.
Correct.
I think that's his running back. Yes. Okay. He leads the way for the River Rats with 22.7. The Dobermans, Josh Allen with 21.9. And Brooks and Harris combined for 35, but it just wasn't enough as the River Rats get the 35-point win here, 215-180.
We stay in Dunbar for an inter-Dunbar matchup as the Canal County Kings are hosted by the Roxland Renegades. A.J. Dillon leads all scorers in this one with 27. Jonathan Taylor continues his impressive running back season with 25 of his own, but with the duo of Mac Jones and Taylor Heineke combining for 39 points, the Kanawha County Kings double their win total in this one, 214-189.
Next, we go to Hurricane as the Wampus Cats host the Polka Pharmacists, trying to get 2 wins after losing 4 in a row. Well, they get a big game out of Zeke with 21 points. Stevenson of the Patriots scores 27. Stephon Diggs with 30 points. The Pharmacist defense just goes off. 6 players in double digits. Actually, make that 7 players in double digits. The Wampus Cats, Justin Herbert struggles. That's a big topic around in this league. Yeah. Mark Ingram, highest scorer at 20 points. Just wasn't enough with the Polka Pharmacists, 280-184, and I believe that was the high point of the week.
All right, and next we head to Wake Forest, where my Lumberjacks welcome in the Marmette Midnight Riders. It was a long trip for the Midnight Riders, but I guess they're used to staying out late and having to drive really far because they got an easy win here, 249-171. My Wake Forest Lumberjacks top 3 scorers were all in defense. I just now actually realized that as I was looking at this. Jamal Adams with 22, Levante David with 20, and Antoine Winfield Jr. with 16. That is not good when 3 guys on defense lead your team. On the other side, meanwhile, he had Deebo Samuel with 30 points, Tyreek Hill with 27, and Justin Jefferson with 22. And they get the 78-point win this week.
Finally, it is our game of the week for Week 10. The newly healthy, supposedly, but both bearded bastards host the defending champ Cross Vegas Gamblers. Devin White gets off to a hot start for the Gamblers, scoring 33. Pretty insane to lead all scorers from a defensive player. McCaffrey in his return pours in 28 for the Bearded Bastards, as well as Darrell Williams pouring in 29 of his own. CeeDee Lamb helps the Gamblers out by facing I don't know what team's defense for 31 points of his own. And the Gamblers get a nice quality road win here, 249 to 230. And that is it for your KDFL Week 10 results. All right, all right. Week 10 in the books.
Yeah. I just want to celebrate my Lions. They're undefeated in November.
It's true.
We're looking
That's
good.
a fact. That's a
We got to
fact.
buy the first week in November. We got a big tie last week. Looking good. Things are looking good in the Motor City. I just had to get that off my chest before Brett does his usual 15 minutes on the team that plays in Georgia.
We're not going to talk about a lot about the Falcons this week because they didn't show up, so I will not show up for them. I will only say, notice the decor, the fashion. It's throwback week. It's my favorite uniform week of the year for Atlanta coming up this Thursday against New England. That's all I'm going to say.
I really do like that logo, though. I really do like that one. Nice.
Let me ask you all this because I wanted to do something on throwbacks this week. Is there any, off the top of your head, y'all didn't know I was going to do this. Is there any, because I'm worried that we get like throwback nostalgia a little too much. Is there any team's jerseys that you prefer right now to maybe their most notable throwback? Like not the Packers with that stupid thing or the Steelers Bumblebee, but like the Eagles Hunter Green. I think most people prefer that to what they currently have. I know I love the Broncos that they wore this last week. I love that to the Millennium Bronco that they wear now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The Broncos. That was the first thing that came to my mind.
See, I love that. I love the old uniform.
Oh,
but sometimes I love it because it's the old uniform, though. So
you're talking about the orange jersey with the blue helmets, like
mainly, yeah, the D with the D with the Broncos.
Yeah, those are nice. I don't think I've ever seen a Steelers throwback that I've liked.
The Bumblebee's terrible.
I kind of like the old Rams for some reason. I don't know why.
You like the Rams' current ones?
The old one, like the St. Louis.
We're talking about a current one that you like more than the old ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, listen to the podcast.
I mean, my gosh,
I didn't say that. Okay. I swear you said it the other way.
I actually kind of like Tampa's current uniforms. I don't like that old orange that they used to have.
We only like the orange because it's hideous. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
So if we're being real with it and we're not just like them just because they're throwbacks. See, I like the Chargers powder blue, and now they've done it too much. I don't like it as a staple. I like the dark blue a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so just an interesting question there. I had to do this. Shout out to Mr. Breedlove, his rookie running backs, Carter and Stevenson. I was told I had to specifically point this out. They did an incredible job this week. Although I will say, when I critiqued the draft, I said Stevenson was your best pick of your terrible draft that you had. Carter's coming along, but we'll see now that Flacco is starting.
Did he message you? Is that why we're doing that?
It's possible. Or I'm a man of honor. It's hard to tell.
Well, definitely he messaged you.
He messaged you? Yeah.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Well, me and Phil both jumped on that.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
What else do we have? Oh, Bucks killed my parlay. What the heck is that? How do you lose against the football team after a bye? After the bye was the clincher.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think no Brown, no Gronkowski. They've been looking not so good. Brady didn't play very good. The defense has not been good. Washington look. I think I don't have the box score in front of me, but I felt like they ran the ball pretty decent.
They did. Gibson, just because I have Gibson, I know that Gibson had by far, I'm going to guess, the most
94
points.
yards rushing, which is pretty good against Tampa.
Against Tampa, exactly. And Gibson had to be top one or two performances by running back this year against Tampa.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, Tampa, and I think the Rams have both lost 2 in a row. I believe.
Yeah.
I feel like Washington is one of those teams where I'm expecting them, like the last few years, to take a bit of a jump and be a little better than what they're.
Yeah.
There's 2 teams.
They lost. What's his name?
Chase Young.
Yeah.
Chase Young.
Oh, I thought you said
tore his
Chase.
ACL, didn't he?
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, Chase Young. You're right. That's
all right. because they also got confirmation that Fitzpatrick is done.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to clarify who you were talking about. Two teams that were underperforming heavy this year. That'd be fun to see how the football teams won. The Dolphins are the other. The Dolphins obviously a horrible start from what their expectations were. They embarrassed the Ravens on Thursday of last week. So I'm going to guarantee against Chicago this week, Lamar sees a lot more of that defense.
Yeah. What cracks me up is like after a week like this, I love the overreaction on Mondays.
Would you call that a pet peeve of yours?
Yes, it's definitely a pet peeve. It's kind of segue into that, but I'll just touch on this part.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about Tampa and the Rams both lost 2 in a row, and the Chiefs came out and blew out the Raiders. Now it's like everyone's back on the Chiefs. Hey, they're exploding now. That offense is looking good. Tampa and the Rams, maybe they're not as good as we thought. Just calm down, people. This is the NFL. This stuff happens all the time.
It's true. It's true. A lot of times the devil is in the details with those type of items. You got to look at who they're playing, as well as who played. Big factors there. Like you said with Tampa Bay's offense, without Brown is very likely the key to that offense.
Yeah, it's starting to look like that.
I mean, yeah. Anything else, real quick? Shout out Dallas, awesome job. Whatever.
I have to give one shout out to a guy who I think is a decent quality NFL starting quarterback, and that is Jalen Hurts.
No, I mean he's playing better, but he's not. I mean,
his passer rating was 103.
You literally just did the thing where you said we watch a week, we don't overreact, and now this guy who has been basically unwatchable.
I'm just doing it to get you wound up, man. That's the only reason why I did that.
How was his passer rating 103 though? When he was 16 to 23, 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. How did he have a rating over 100? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I don't understand all that crap, anyways.
I don't know.
But I just had to throw that out there because we have a certain KDFL owner in this league who.
If we're gonna throw it out there, let's talk about one more here, because now I'm starting to get on this bandwagon. I said it as a food for thought. And as always, what happens when you throw something out is, hey, I'm just thinking about it. People jump down your throat. Let's look at Mr. Herbert.
Oh, God. I knew this was coming.
He's the quarterback 7, so don't get me wrong. But they are very feast or famine weeks. I'm just going to rattle them off. 14, 14, 30, 35. Awesome. 25, that's average, I would say, in our league for a quarterback. All right. 47. That's the freaking average holder upper. Invented that word. 11 off the bye, then 13, then 34, which is where I got crap for last week for saying Herbert's been masked by a couple good games. Now 12.
Well, I hear you, man.
I mean, it's a new coach, new scheme. We'll see, whatever. But it's very feast or famine. I'm not calling by no means calling him a bust or anything like that. Or it's just a little bit more struggle than I think we thought we'd see. It's hard to say. And it's being masked by huge weeks, followed up by absolute stinkers.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got 23 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. I mean, interceptions might be a little bit high there. I don't know. Let's just calm down. Let it play out.
Something to watch. All right, are we ready to do this pet peeve draft? Look, let's set the background. Let's set the background.
Okay.
People, Detroit's on hard times right now. All right. He's the most upset team in our league that has a record of 6-4. You would think that this man was 3-7 right now. So he's very angry. He wants to sell off the team, even more so than Mr. Emotional Man down in the bully, who wants to sell off his team every other week. I don't know. You guys just must wake up and slap yourself with belts. I don't know.
I mean, mine has a lot to do with like all my favorite sports teams too. So let's throw that out there too. So
I feel like, and we're in week 11, right? We're in the dog days. It's been a long season, lots of ups, maybe even more so downs. So let's get some negativity off our chest.
Yes.
There's not going to be a Brett's Big Brain segment this week because this is a lot of the brain here and pet peeves. So let's get the negativity off the chest. Detroit, this is your couch right now. Take it away with the first pick. We won't snake this.
Okay. This is this could be anything to do with sports. It can even do with fantasy. It doesn't matter. But there's one thing that aggravates me to no end, and I bet you guys have been to a lot of sporting events, right?
Yes.
Live in person. There's nothing more aggravating than the guy there with the jersey on of a team that's not even playing in the game.
Oh God! Dude.
What is that? I just want to go over and throw that guy over the edge of the stadium.
We're gonna murder the guy.
I mean, throw some beers. Why? All right, like when we were in Tampa, I swear I thought I saw a Giants jersey, and I think I saw someone with a Vikings jersey. I'm like, why? This is Tampa and Atlanta. It makes no sense to me.
All right, let me see if I can get some clauses here. What about a rival of the home team? Like, say I go to Tampa and the Niners, and I wear the Falcons. Still unacceptable? Well, I'm asking for a vote.
It's unacceptable. It's dumb.
Yeah.
I would agree. I don't think I would do that. I would wear Niners stuff just to be in solidarity. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Yeah, it just aggravates me seeing those people.
This is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. When I was at Miami, there was a few Brady jerseys.
Yeah,
Patriot Brady jerseys.
That's dumb.
I was very confused. All right, Phil.
All right, let's see which one I want to pick. I'm going to go with something that just happened recently, and I'm sure Detroit was so happy about it. A football game ending in a tie.
I'm with you.
I honestly, I don't care how long they have to play. If they have to play for 2 days straight, I literally want one of those teams to win. I don't care. I mean, they only play once a week. I mean, come on.
This
I would agree.
When I see something like this kind of leads me towards the college overtime, and I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they reduced it from 15 minutes to 10. That makes no sense to me.
Because for game expediency, but I'm fine with the college overtime set, but I want you to start at least from the 50.
Yeah.
That's my only thing. I'm fine with what they do with each team gets the fact that now their team can that both teams don't get a chance to possess the ball is absolutely ridiculous. But but remember, I mean, not so just a pass. You used to just be able to go down and kick a field goal and it was over. Like the coin toss was a huge deal. But yeah, absolutely terrible. Okay, I'll start off with it's kind of a pet peeve that it's just not this way because in my mind, I know it's a scary place. I want everything to just make logical sense, and I hate that all pro sports teams from the same city don't wear the same colors.
Yeah, I wish that like Pittsburgh be like
Pittsburgh,
and I hate Pittsburgh. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Phenomenal. It would make everything so much nicer when you're going into the city. You know where you're at. This is our colors. These are our colors. This is where we stand. Yeah. It would make everything so much better.
I'm with you. And I bet you a lot of it has to do with
that makes sense.
When these teams started, like, and some have moved to other cities.
Do you know why? This is such like a beta team move. The Falcons are red and black because of the Georgia Bulldogs. That's awful.
Really?
That's to appeal to Georgia. Like we're already like immediately, please like us, please. Well, it's so awful, dude.
It would be weird to me if the Red Wings changed to the Lions blue, though. It would make no sense.
Yeah, that's the thing, and you can have fun with that. Do it with every team. See where you come out.
What if you made the Lions red though?
Yes, you make the Lions red.
Ooh, like a red and silver or something. That'd be like Ohio State, though. Then
I mean, you can't make the Red Wings blue. You got to make the Lions red. You got to make the Pistons. I mean, they already got a lot of red. You make them red.
Yeah, I like it.
The Tigers could be red.
I'm down.
It's awesome.
Let's make it happen.
What about the Reds, though?
The Reds are the only team in that city. Oh no, the Bengals. Oh, ooh,
yeah, that'd be conflicting right there.
Because the Bengal Tiger actually is ooh.
And you can't make the Reds anything other than red. I mean,
it's true. They can just be called the Oranges. From
the Cincinnati Pineapples.
That has a nice flow to it, actually. That's not bad.
Not to tie it back, but you always do this. It always makes my head go off. I know I was talking about the Falcons where they got their colors. One of their top names were almost the Atlanta Peaches. God help me. There's no way I'd root for that team. That could have saved me a lot of heartache. All right, Detroit, your next pick.
All right, I'm going to go back to a attending another sporting event. So this is another one that drives me nuts. And it's the guy who just will knock over people to catch a foul ball at a baseball game.
Grown man.
Have you seen these people? These grown men.
Oh yeah.
They'll try to get there early. And I was at Pittsburgh. I think it was with Jeremy and these guys. And there was literally this dude who was just running full speed, diving for balls. I'm like, you buy this baseball for like, I don't know, $5 at a store. So I don't know. It's just those people they're on a different.
Yeah, I mean they're like trucking kids to get to a baseball, and there's like hundreds of baseballs that go in foul territory a game.
Now let me say this: if a foul ball comes to me and I catch it, and everyone's like, "Give it to the little kid around you," no, I'm not.
You gotta give it to the kid.
No, I ain't doing it. I have a little kid at the house. I'll bring it back to her. Be like, "Hey, look,
there you go."
Look what I caught it.
You're gonna have to videotape yourself doing that.
No, but I'm not. But what I'm saying is, I'm not.
You're gonna make the news.
I don't care.
You're not going to push a kid over, but you're not also going to go out your way to give it to them.
I'm sitting in my seat. If it comes directly to me and I catch it, yes, I'm going to keep that.
Would you guys be the type to throw a home run ball back? I don't see how I could do it.
No, I would.
It depends on the situation.
It depends on it depends on the situation. It depends on if I frequently go to the games. Yeah. I don't know though, because you're still, even if you go all the time, you're still only going to get what, 1 or 2 chances in your life, probably.
How many stadiums really do that?
The Cubs, right? The Cubs are known for
Cubs. If I was at Wrigley, and I have been at Wrigley, and caught one, I'd probably throw it back, unless it was like some milestone.
I feel like you remember that moment a lot more of you throwing it back and everything. Than just having or you do the switcheroo. That's smart. Oops, I dropped it. There's a ball here. This is it.
Yeah, good.
But if it's a big home run or something, I mean, you're keeping that for some money.
Yeah.
If it's a random home run, it's not worth anything.
That's true.
If it's a big deal.
If it's like the milestone, like 1,000 or something. Well, nobody's ever going to hit 1,000, but anyways. All right.
Great. Amazing.
My second one here, I think, kind of ties into one of the episodes we had earlier this year, and I think I missed that episode, so I kind of wanted to do this. I can't remember what the episode was about, though, but it's offsides in soccer and hockey.
The what? I didn't hear you.
Offsides in soccer and hockey. Oh. It is so annoying. Like,
worst rule in sports.
Get rid of it. If you got to make the goals smaller so there's not like crazy amounts of scoring, so be it. But let people basically take off and score.
That's the hill you want to die on, episode Detroit.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with it in hockey for some reason.
I hate it.
Soccer, I don't like because there's, at least in hockey, there's a line. There's an actual line. So you know if you're offside. Soccer is a judgment call by the referee on the side.
Oh, yeah. He's got to be in like a good position to make that call.
Right. So I get what you're saying there.
And I think
understand, like in soccer, like if they know that you're about ready to attack, if you ever notice the defensive players will go forward to get the people offside.
It's crap.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
If the only sport where offside should be a thing is the NBA, and it's not, and it would be ridiculous if it was.
What about the NFL? You're fine with being offsides on the NFL?
I mean, obviously. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I think but soccer games. I think they're already exciting, but they would be like so much more exciting if they're scoring like 7-6 or something. You know what I mean?
There is literally a guy whose position is to stop people from scoring. Like that's their job, the goal. It's their job.
Yeah.
No,
so why is there a rule to help them?
I really do. I'm not. All right. I don't hate it.
Sport pet peeve number 2. I'm going to go with the resistance to technology by the NFL. There is no reason why there is not a chip in this football to see if it broke the plane or whatever. First downs, I don't know. However you can use it. You could see if it touched the ground. All kinds of fun stuff. You could do with a simple weightless chip in the football. I don't understand why sports are so resistant to change a lot of the times. It drives me insane.
I like it, but what about when, you're in the pile and you're down and then like the whistle blows and he kind of just like sticks it over a little bit more and it goes off?
Well, yeah, you're going to have, it's not going to solve the world, but you're going to have some judgment calls in there and common sense. Like, but
you could probably time it to where, like, if you can at least see like his leg or something, like at what point was his leg close to the ground? At what point did he reach forward? Like maybe sync it up like that. I don't know.
I'm with you there, and I'm also kind of ties in with that. How are some stadiums still don't have a camera on the goal line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
it should be consistent.
It's year 2021. Shoot the yellow line across the field. This is one of my brother's old takes. Shoot the yellow line actually across the field where you can actually see it if you're a player. Shoot the thing across the line. There's a laser, whatever. There should be a yellow stripe, boom, across the field. Easy.
Okay.
And not?
No, I mean, I don't hate it.
I feel like that would make some people go blind if they like looked at it or something.
I mean, you figure that part out, but come on.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. My turn?
Yep.
All right. My next one has to do with big pet peeve of mine. And I've noticed it a lot since I started playing softball for the church and everything.
I got
Guy who takes it way too serious. Like, it could be even basketball, because now I'm playing basketball. You got these guys.
Dual sport athlete.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's me.
Yes.
But you have these guys that are like thinking they're still like 19 years old, and you're just out there playing for fun. Yes, you want to win, but there are some legit like guys that think they're superstars and just go way out. I'm talking most expensive glove, bat, got all the gear, yelling and screaming, getting the team pumped up. Oh man. Something tells me Timbo is probably like that, ain't he?
He's not, but that is the league where it gets like sometimes the most scared I've ever been for my safety has been in flag football on Sundays, because it gets, and I'm guilty, very guilty of getting too riled up. You would think the way I get in people's faces that I was like 6'4", 250, and not just my awful self, because I would get knocked out immediately.
I mean, I guess that's fine, but I'm like playing in these church leagues or whatever. I'm like, what? You win what? A trophy? Who cares?
Oh, dude, it gets right. Yeah, it gets fired up.
Oh, I mean, we used to get like pumped up for like corporate cup softball. I mean, I would take that pretty seriously.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand to an extent, but there's just, you guys know where I'm coming from. You got one dude that's just way
He's like
too
wearing
intense.
like a headband, like sweats on it.
I just wish I could fully say I'm not, and have never been that guy, but I've been that guy.
Man, Phil, we had those guys in our bowling leagues. Remember?
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
3-sport athlete now.
Yeah.
Detroit's Bo Jackson.
I mean, guys would like get pissed off and like throw stuff around the bowling alley and stuff.
Brett, they would
like,
get
punch
so
the seats.
mad.
You know those hard seats, like they would punch those.
With
the
glove
hand,
bowling, with the glove
with that
on.
hand. Yeah.
Yes, they had the glove hands.
Gotta have the glove. Gotta keep the wrist right.
Yeah.
Wrist right.
Some guys would wear like the arm things or whatever too, like all the way up their arm, basically.
Me and some of the guys on one of my team, we would always laugh and be like, "Oh man, if I just had a half more rotation and over 2 more boards." You know, we just make fun of the guys because they took it way too seriously.
Right,
people would ask me like, "So what board did you hit on that last one?" I'm like,
exactly. Yes.
It was closer to the right, I think, on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Somebody broke down like oral patterns for me and stuff in bowling.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. I had no clue about any of that. I thought you just threw it. All right, Phil.
All right, let's see. I was going to go one of two ways, and let's see. I think the first one kind of ties into what Brett said on the last one. It's limitation of review, so I'm not going to do that one. I think, well, we'll talk about that anyways, but like how you can't review certain things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just review everything or nothing. But anyways, I think what I'm going to go with, though, is people getting into like serious fights at games.
Yes, that was on my list.
Oh, there, yeah.
Like, why do you go to a game to like push somebody down 3 rows of
I've
seats?
never
or
understood that.
Like, it's just crazy.
By the way, high ground wins every time.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
If you're a row higher than somebody, you're easily going to murder them. Like,
There's a good way to like, you know, have fun with the crowd. Like actually, Brett did it.
Yeah.
He would get up and stand up like when his team was offense, trying to tell the crowd to just keep it down.
When the Falcons were on offense in Tampa, right now, and then they do a penalty, they get something wrong, and I would yell out, "Game's 100 years old."
There's a way to do it, but then there's
these people that are like
sitting there cussing at people,
45, 50 years old, like, and then there's like a 20-year-old that like punches like a 70-year-old guy at a game. Like, what are
I'm
you
with
doing?
you.
Jeez Louise.
All right.
Totally with you on that.
All right. I'm going to flip it over to baseball, and this has always been a pet peeve of mine. I hate when professional baseball players, this is two-parter, because I don't want to waste two picks on
I
it.
hope you don't take mine because I have a baseball.
You got to run out the ground ball.
Oh, no, that's not it.
And, I don't want to do this. Okay, I won't do the second one because I think it's going to be mine. So I won't.
No, go ahead. I got other things on my
Okay, well, the other one is the one-handed pop fly.
No.
When they just, I hate two hands like you're talking Little League people. Two hands. But I really hate, it always just makes me nervous. Like, how are you just going to, catch it down by your hip and stuff like that? But really, the not running out ground balls hard drives me nuts because you never know what could happen. And it's always a huge pet peeve of mine. Low effort in MLB.
But see, when I used to play softball and baseball, I almost felt like when I put my offhand up, it almost caused more issues. I couldn't see the ball as well.
I just talk about they're professional baseball players. They know what the heck they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
But when they catch it down by their hip and it's it's just
show off. Well, I have guys like that in the softball league.
Same thing with football when they're catching with their body and stuff, and their hands are down at their waist and stuff.
Low effort pro athletes. Let's just blanket it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to go back to baseball. And this one, it's becoming more and more popular now. And I'm hearing a lot of people complain about it. And I don't understand why, because these are professional players. I can't stand people that are complaining about the shift and how they want it outlawed.
I agree.
You're a professional player. Learn how to hit the ball the other way.
Yeah, for sure.
Hit him out of it.
They are literally trying to push to end the shift. And I don't understand for the life of me. Just learn to hit the ball the other way.
What confuses me is you'll see guys who are known for hitting it the other way and they still pull it almost every time.
Yeah.
When there's nobody on the left side or right side.
I'm tell you what, they're not bunting in it. Bunt more. Do the stupid stuff.
I don't think they practice enough for that though. There's probably
this is a pride thing with professional athletes. It drives me nuts. It was almost on my list. Do the simple, easy, might be stupid thing. It's like when nobody did granny foul shots or bank the ball in or something like that. Some of these centers should be doing granny foul shots. It just is a fact.
But with the shift, why don't they shift the outfield too? Why do you leave a guy all the way in left field? I mean,
because that could be a nightmare if he gets it that way.
Yeah.
But it's a nightmare. It leaves you open to
but if he's
way
if
more
he's only
if he just hits it to the outfield.
If he's hitting it opposite field 2% of the time, I mean I feel like that's a risk you could take if you're shifting anyways. You know what I mean?
I get it, but they need to cover more ground, and if he would actually hit it in that side, he could get. You're giving him a double almost every time. Easy. Some other players, some of these guys are slow as dirt.
Yep.
All right, Detroit, last pick.
That was my last pick.
Oh no! Oh, we segued like that in the years.
Yeah, I was the first one to go.
Okay.
So you guys got one each left.
Okay. I thought you were just piggybacking off mine.
No, I mean I can't. I had other ones that I just I didn't touch.
Well, it's 4.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You want Detroit to go again?
No, I can go. Hold on, let me pull
that list of grievances.
All right, I can run off some real quick that I didn't take. Well, I'll do that at the end.
All right. Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm had.
Go with,
oh, go ahead.
Sorry. You can go.
No, go ahead. My bad.
Okay.
No.
Oh, you want to go? No. Okay. I'll go.
No, me. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go with streakers at the game. What are you doing? You're literally going to go to jail and get charged with indecent exposure.
I can't get behind this, Phil. It depends on who's streaking.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I think.
Do you all want them to show them?
I do kind of. I don't get them out there. I don't know. I guess they would want the variety of being on TV or whatever. But I also
at least wish they'd show them getting blasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are always good. When the guy's not looking, they hit him from behind or something.
I would agree to stiffen the penalty if you show it. Stiffen their penalty. I don't care what happens to them, but show it. I want to see them get.
I gotta tell you a quick story of kind of similar.
I love that streaking has prompted this story.
Yeah, I was at Western Michigan against Central Michigan football game. It was it was at Central, but I was with the Western Michigan fans because a couple of guys went to the school there, and they had the Western people sat in the end zone on one side of the stadium, and the Central were on the other side. Well, during a timeout, all of a sudden you saw this kid get down on the other side and ran all the way across the field got to where we were, climbed up the goalpost, got on the goalpost, and mooned the entire Western Michigan thing, and it said FUW
on his cheeks. Yes.
Wow. It was the greatest thing ever.
No, that's pretty impressive.
What passion for that game.
He jumped down, jumped back over the wall, and ran out. And I mean, I don't think they caught him either. So
this man sat there all the game with this on his cheeks.
How did it not sweat off?
I don't remember when it happened,
crazy.
but yeah.
What passion for this game that seemingly nobody would much care about.
I had never laughed harder in my life.
The awesomeness is in the planning. It's like T.O. played a whole game with a Sharpie in his sock.
Well, you know what would be funnier if he didn't sit there the whole game and somebody wrote it on right before he ran onto the field.
That's what I'm thinking. It could be a possibility as well.
It could have happened.
Yeah. Like he's sitting there in the stand and stands up, and then like somebody just takes out a Sharpie and he pulls his pants
I
down.
love it.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, what's my okay. My last one is I know we do it and everybody does it and it's whatever. I hate the blame and the credit that society, I guess we'll get deep here. Society gives to NFL quarterbacks. It is absolutely infuriating. This is a 53-man roster. Yes, it's the most important position, but they get all the weight, most all the weight of the wins, most all the weight of the losses. It drives me nuts not to be able to have a rational discussion and balance that out more across, hey, his defense is bad, hey, he has no weapons, or hey, he actually played terrible. He doesn't deserve any much credit for this win, and things like that. So that's always been a huge pet peeve of mine. And I wonder why.
Wait. Let me ask you a question, Phil, and only Phil.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd feel the same way if a certain quarterback in Atlanta had the resume of the guy that plays in Tampa Bay right
I think he would feel a little different. Yeah, I think he would.
a little. I mean, but it's still a thing. Like,
I see what you're saying because they count quarterback wins and losses. Influence. Like that's a stat that they keep. But like, what if you put up 40 points a game and your defense gives up 50 a game? Yeah. I mean, you're a great quarterback probably, but you're losing every game basically.
Yeah, it's always been a pet peeve of mine how we break these down. Look at so and so's record. This team, he sucks. Like Stafford was one. Eventually, it got to be so bad and so obvious that people came around on Stafford. But always, yeah.
All right. Well,
give me some honorable mentions.
All right. Well, I've touched on this in our little Discord chat all the time. I hate freaking bowl games. Cannot stand college bowl games.
Yeah.
I hate how they end their season. If your team's not in a bowl game, you don't care about the bowl games. You only care about the game, well, for you guys, WVU or Michigan, what game they're playing in. And you might watch the national championship or whatever. But there's way too many games. I hate that. I also hate the guy that always talks about his fantasy team. No one cares. I have so-and-so. I have so-and-so. I'm like, nobody cares, dude. And I believe, the last thing I have is in basketball. There's way too many timeouts. Why does the basketball game, the end of the game, take 30 minutes to end the last 2 minutes of a game?
Yeah. Well, my list, it's really just a bunch of people complaining. It goes hand in hand with the shift argument. Coaches getting mad about people running up the score. Absolutely ridiculous. Please stop them. NBA players complaining about fouls, and NFL is starting to get a little bit this way, calling for penalties too much. Like, you know how much that dilutes when you have an actual argument if every time you argue for it? Fans blaming refs drives me absolutely insane. I can't believe this didn't make my thing. Playing almost always, for the most part, it works itself out, especially over the course of a season. But there's very few instances where it's just so lopsided and so ridiculous. But fans is blaming refs and thinking the refs are out to screw them and this and that. Absolutely ridiculous. Your team sucks. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If there are some like ridiculous calls, I mean, I could see their argument, but it's like every game almost for some fans.
Right.
But like something that's popped into my head is like the Detroit Tigers. Detroit, you remember that when I can't remember who was pitching.
The perfect game.
Yeah, the perfect game, and they caught him safe at first base.
Galarraga, right?
That's one I feel like you can blame on the umpire. I mean, there's no way that you can't blame that.
Jim Joyce, is that right?
Jim Joyce.
Jim Joyce. Yeah.
Wow, pouring it from the way back.
Yeah. No.
But I think in that rare instance, yes, he took his perfect game away. He is more famous than if he threw the perfect game because of that.
I'd rather have
Man, I remember that safe call, dude.
Yeah, maybe.
He did it so passionately.
It wasn't even close though. Like
I remember he just stares at him. He just stares at him like this.
You know what? I'll never forget. And I think you can still find the footage. It's after the game when the Tigers come on the field. They'll, congratulate them after the game's over. The entire team is just cussing out the umpire.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just going.
Man, review would have saved that man nowadays.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Perfect game ending on a review would be awesome.
One last one. It's kind of a Discord thing that aggravates me. When a certain person gets a little too flag happy with the emoji.
Very flag happy. This is an epidemic now.
Yeah.
Very flag. I cannot speak.
I'm talking to you, Mr. You know who?
Yeah.
Government.
This outfit dedicated to Mr. Reed. All
I
right.
I had one more real quick.
Oh, sorry,
okay.
Phil. I forget. Just
It's all right.
right over Phil.
No, that's good. It happens all the time. But I put this one, and now I'm like second guessing it. I think it was more so if I was in that situation, but like forcing people to do interviews like right after a hard loss.
Ah, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like we get some like the best clips of all time with that, but at the same time, like what if you just like gave up like a walk-off home run in the World Series or something? I mean, that would
be amazing.
I love it.
there's no way I would want to do that.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm digging that. That's it.
But no, yeah, you're right.
All right. Are we ready? KDFL week 11.
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's pull up the old order here. Let's go. First off, we are going to start. I'll go with, let's go to Phil first. Detroit back to me here. First off, we're going to have the Dobermans traveling down south to the Baboli Bearded Bastards. 2-8 versus 5-5. Take it away, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, this one actually looks a lot closer on paper than I was expecting initially looking at it. But I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I think the Bearded Bastards get the win here.
I like it. Short and sweet. Yeah, looking at this matchup, I do see a lot of question marks for the Bastards. I don't know how that's going to play out. The Dobermans look like they're getting Miles Sanders back. Josh Allen will always put up good points. I think Burrow will put up some points against the Raiders. I think this will be a close one, but I'm with you. I think the Bastards get a win, and Matt will not be selling his team.
I want so badly to pick the Dobermans here because this spread is only inside 11 points. I don't know what Miles Sanders if he's for sure back. Oh my gosh! And the wide receivers for the Bastards have too many great matchups. Hopkins gets Seattle. AJ Brown gets the Texans. I really like those matchups. The three-headed monster yet to get a win since coming back since they lost last week of Kamara, McCaffrey, and Jacobs. So I'm going to go in a very begrudging one. I love this Dobermans team. It's just they keep running into the perfect matchup against them. So I'm going to go with the Bastards to get a W here. You would think I hated this team. I do like this team. All right. Next up, we have the South Hills Evil Empire traveling to Dunbar to take on the Kanawha County Kings.
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds that there's not really a bye week issue with the Kings, the lowest scoring team in the league?
The actual Kings are a bye week.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, this is not going to be close probably. The lowest scoring team versus, I think, Jerry might be the highest scoring team right now. So this is just a bad matchup. The 60-point spread is probably going to be pretty close. So Evil Empire is going to get the win here.
Yeah, there's not much to say. I'm just picking the Evil Empire. That's all I got to say.
Evil Empire, sweep it up. And I made the crack about the Kings being the bye week when I am one of their 2 victories. Awesome. So next up, we have the Marmot Midnight Riders taking on the Hurricane Wampus Cats.
Yeah, I mean, this one might not be that close either. Midnight Riders are looking pretty good. The Wampus Cats are struggling at this point in the season at 3-7. Baker Mayfield, I think, is questionable right now, though, so that could be an issue for the Midnight Riders. But Justin Jefferson is having a great season. Eckler is just a catch machine. Tyreek Hill puts up big numbers as usual. I think Debo had a pretty good game recently as well. Yeah, he did. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, Midnight Riders are probably going to get a comfortable win here.
Yeah, I think Mike could go out there this week and not even play a quarterback, and he's still going to get the win. So even if Baker doesn't play, I still think
you're playing Baker. You're not really playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the deal. I wish that the Wampus Cats were better because this is the perfect time to kryptonite this Midnight Riders team with his Chargers going up against the Pittsburgh D. And we have Justin Herbert to kind of, feed off that matchup. But Wampus Cats are not good. Kyler Murray might still be 1 week away. Hilaire is coming back, and we might see limited usage for him as well. Midnight Riders get an easy W here.
Real quick, before we move on from that, I know Jeremy's going to give me crap because of what I just said about Debo. I didn't realize he was the third highest scoring receiver so far this year.
What'd you say?
I said he had a pretty good game last game, I think.
Yeah. Especially got that garbage time touchdown.
Yeah, but he scored 30 points. He's averaging 22. I mean, he's number 3.
The issue with Debo has always been injury. Just stay healthy. And then Ayuk came along, and you thought, and Jeremy can say what he wants, Ayuk is not fine. He's fine, I guess, from a 49er standpoint. He's dog crap for fantasy this year. And I took crap upon myself to saying that Nick reached for Ayuk because there's too many options, and now it's come to fruition. So I would like to publicly take back my take back. Boom.
Sorry.
Also,
Jeremy,
next up.
I didn't mean to start all
next up. I forgot to take back my take back. I messaged it. Also, next up, we have the Battle of the Podcasters. I am traveling just slightly north up to Wake Forest to take on the Wake Forest Lumberjacks.
Yeah, I mean, from the looks of this one, it might be the first one to 200 gets the win here with the way our teams have been looking recently. Well, mine anyways, with all the injuries and everything. I need a win here to get back on the right track. So I'm going to go with myself, get the win.
Yeah, I think you get Nick Chubb back this week. I think he'll be back. I like some of your matchups here. Looking at Brett's team, that Dallas-Kansas City game is going to be very exciting, I think. I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout. So I think Dak's going to put up some points. I think he's going to be able to keep Brett in this game. But I think, Phil, you have too much power. So I'm going to go with you.
Hey, guys. Phil's too banged up. I'm going to get this victory. I'm picking the Mega Powers back on the train. I'm always picking the Mega Powers. I didn't pick them last week. But the Kansas City matchup is amazing. I have the Russell Gage hedge against Matt Ryan. Russell Gage ain't done nothing in weeks. But I'm loving seeing Devontae Smith come around. Antonio Gibson's been had a good week last week. Brandon Cooks is back. We do have Judy on by. Lucky you, Phil. But I like my defense a lot as well. So I'm gonna give me the edge in this one. Crawling towards that 5-9 finish that I thought I'd be all along. Now, the semi-main. We are gonna go with my beloved Roxanne Renegades traveling to the Champ's house, taking on the Cross Vegas Gamblers. Phil.
Yeah, I mean, the Renegades have been somewhat surprising this year. Tua Tagovailoa,
all three of those were wrong, but go ahead.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I've said it right before. I don't know why I can't say it now. Anyways, Tua gets the Jets. That should be a pretty good game for him. He's got Jonathan Taylor, who's the number 1 running back in fantasy right now. He's just looking ridiculous this year.
The beast.
Jalen Waddle's looking pretty good. So that should be a good duo with Tua against the Jets. And then Kyle Pitts, he seems to be coming around, I think, recently. Well, he had a couple bad games. He's still getting a good bit of targets. So it looks like he's getting about 7.
It's literally all
recently.
We have. Literally it.
Right. Well, that's not good for Ryan on my team then. But I think, I don't know, Nick's defense is usually really good, but I think Eric's offense is going to keep him in this one. And I think he's going to get a slight victory here. I think he's going to pull a slight upset against the defending champs.
Yeah, we all know my thoughts on the defending champ. This matchup is two childhood friends here, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Just from the fact that I cannot root for the Gamblers ever, I'm going to take Roxland, even though their team is really well. Really well. What the heck does that mean? Really good, even though their record says 4-6. I love his running backs this week, so I'm taking the Renegades.
I would like to see the Renegades overall record on Matt Stafford's bye week. I think we did that before. I think we did it last week with the Lions bye week. I want to go back and check it again. But that's tough. And I know Patterson might play for Atlanta, but even if he does, it's a tough matchup with New England, and it's Thursday, sprained ankle, not good. Belichick usually takes away your best option, so he's either going to take out Patterson or he's going to take out Pitts.
He doesn't have Patterson in, so it don't matter.
But because he doesn't think he's going to play. If he can play, he's probably he might not go in there, right?
Yeah,
That's what he said.
Taylor Swift and Montgomery is his running back.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have to. You could set Corey. No, T. Higgins is supposed to. Okay, Patterson might not. I mean, usually we'd have to play a top 5 running back this year. So tough matchups all around, but also the Gamblers don't have very easy matchups either. Green Bay is tough for the Vikings to play against, a very sneaky, good defense this year. Brady bounce back against his nemesis, the Giants. No, I'm going to take, it's a clean sweep. I'm going to take the Renegades as well.
Nice.
Now, the main event, game of the week. The Elkview River Rats at 6-4 travel to Poca to take on the 5-5 Pharmacists.
Yeah, I mean, this one's just interesting because I think both of you might have an issue at running back, an issue or two at running back. Zach Moss on your team, I don't like him a whole lot. I mean, he can have a good game here and there. Dearness Johnson, though, that could be an issue if Chubb is back. He may lose a lot of carries if Chubb is the focal point again. On the other side, he's got Ramondre Stevenson. Damian Harris recently was active again, so he's going to play. So he may take the majority of the carries there. So Stevenson may not be able to put up a lot of points. I think this might be the closest game of the week when it comes down to it. And I'm going to go with the Poca Pharmacists to get the slight victory here.
Yeah, this week for me is not ideal for my running backs. No Henderson. The whole Buffalo situation right now. I may try to work a trade before this game start. Try to give me a running back. I actually have an offer right now. I don't want to disclose that while we're on the air. But right now I'm the underdog. But just for some reason, I don't know why, I'm Mr. Negative, but somehow my team is going to put it together and eke out a victory. God, I hope so.
That sounds about as convincing as you could have made it there. I love the Titans getting the Texans. Ramondre Stevenson, Harris may play. They went through a stadium walkthrough today. He may play, but he still could be limited. And I could put up 50 yards rushing against this Atlanta Falcons defense. So I love Waller getting Cincy, Diggs getting Indy. These are great matchups for the Pharmacists. I hate to do it, but I'm going to pick the Poca Pharmacists to get the victory here to improve to an above 500 record at 6-5. That's it.
Nice.
Week 11 predictions. So, Detroit, it's time for the locks of the week. You went a beautiful 0-2 last week.
Awesome. Nice.
Amazing. And I don't think you picked the 2 games that were possibly the least close. You picked the Niners or the Rams to cover against the Niners, and you picked the Raiders to upset the Chiefs. What do you have for us this week as we sign off?
All right. This week, I'm looking at these right now.
Amazing. Thank you for disclosing that to the people.
Hey, man, I'm a busy man.
It was very important that they know that.
Yeah. Okay. So
Transparency.
I'm going to take the Giants on Monday night getting 11 points against Tampa Bay. I think Tampa will end up winning. I just don't think they're going to beat them by over 11. My upset of the week is, who can I pick?
Gotta look at those 2-point lines.
No, I'm going to go with a shocker. I'm taking the Bears.
Detroit. Are you sure?
No, I'm going to take. All right, I'm going to take Arizona bouncing back against the Seahawks. How's that?
Well, they're the favorite by 2 points.
Well, I tried to, but you were like, am I sure? And Brett, you suck.
Oh, yeah, I'm certainly the one that sucks on that segment. Oh, you sure you don't want the Chiefs +3 or the Cowboys +3 against the Chiefs?
I don't want to touch that again.
I love it. Phil, I'll probably just scoop Phil on accident there. Go ahead, Phil. Tell me how to get a hold of us and give us your luck.
Yeah, as always, you can follow the show on Twitter at KDFL Podcast. You can follow me at Phil Ruxy. You can follow Brett at BrettStill2. And you can follow Detroit at Detroit8374. My lock of the week, I'm going to go with the Chargers, -5.5 at home against the Steelers. And my upset, I'm going to go with the Jaguars, getting 6.5 at home against the 49ers. I think they're going to cover and win the game. And that's
all right. So I am absolutely terrible. As we said, I had the Titans last week. So I am what am I? It's 10 weeks. So I'm 1-8-1. I had the Titans -2.5. Titans win by 2. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's keep this party going. Let me get the Detroit Lions getting 11 on the road in Cleveland. I like what Man Campbell's doing. And I think that's a lot of points. But the over-under 44 to still be getting 11 is pretty nuts to me. And for my upset of the week, surprise, I am going with the Bears getting the upset win with the Ravens on the road. Bears coming up by at home with the Ravens getting a little bit exposed last week against the Dolphins. I'm 2-0 on upsets, by the way. So let's see if we can keep that party going with the Bears. So, I'm Brett Steele, and we will see you next week right here on the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast.